Right, so in today's video, it's the start of a bit of an experiment on this lawn. What we're going to do is we're going to see if we really need to overseed this or whether nature's going to do it for us. If you watched the last video on this lawn, you'll know that we killed off some of the weed grasses using Roundup. They're the yellow plants that you can see now. They are completely dead. There's nothing to worry about at the moment. They're just going to rot away. They'll decompose. They'll become part of the soil. And you can see where we have some spaces too. We've actually dug out quite a lot of the weed grasses using a fork, and it's left some bigger spaces than we'd ideally like to have. Now, in theory, this lawn should be able to recover by itself. If anyone's new to the channel, then this is a bent and fescue sward, and those grass varieties are creeping varieties. They have much more lateral growth than they do vertical growth, so they can heal by themselves, and those plants can multiply just by feeding them and by cutting them. If you've got a ryegrass lawn, then most of that growth is going to be vertical, and the only way to thicken it up is to add seed. And if this was ryegrass, then I'd have to get on with seed no matter what. Otherwise, weed grasses are going to invade the spaces again, and also other kinds of broadleaf weeds too. So in theory then, this video should be fairly straightforward, because all I really need to do is give the lawn a feed and give it a cut. However, that's not what we're going to do today. What we're going to do is we're going to split the lawn in half. We're going to overseed the patches on one half of the lawn, and on the other half we're just going to leave them completely bare as they are. Now, like I've already said, that could leave them susceptible to other weeds encroaching, and if that's the case, then we'll deal with the problem. But what I want to see is it really necessary to overseed this kind of lawn, or can we literally just leave it and let nature do it for us? We can all go online and Google what the best thing is to do for the grass variety that we have, but the best way to learn is to just do it yourself, to experiment, to make mistakes, and to, most importantly, learn from them. So how we're going to do this then is we're going to split the lawn right down the centre here, and the main reason for that is that that far side gets much more of the sun earlier in the day, and this side still receives pretty much zero sun at the moment. In a few weeks it will, but nothing as of yet. So if we split it down the middle here, then we're getting an equal amount of sun down this side, an equal amount of sun down this side. And what I'll do is I'll overseed everything on this half, and this half we'll leave completely as it is. This space we seeded from scratch this time last year, so the grass plants are much younger. It's going to take them a lot longer to really become established and start putting those stolons out, start putting those rhizomes out to actually make the sward much more dense. And to do the overseeding, I've got the exact same, not just grass variety, but literally the exact same bag of seed that we seeded this from scratch with this time last year. But don't stress. They say with seed that year on year, it's you're going to get a much lower germination rate, but I think it's going to be absolutely fine. I'm not going to stress on it. We can all get on Google and stress ourselves out, but we don't need to. It's nature. We'll whack it down. Most of it's going to germinate. Some of it won't. It's nature of the beast. So all I'm going to use is the trusty fork that I used the other day to actually remove the weed grasses, just to break up that top layer of soil. You don't need to go absolutely mental. Just make it a little bit looser, make a bit of a seed bed with it. You can use a hand rake if you want, but one, I can't bother going into the garage to get one, and two, don't really need one. Take a handful of seeds, or just a few anyway, and just for reference, you might want to see this. Don't know well I'll be able to show it on camera. These big ones here are the fescue seeds. Those little tiny fellas there, the little microscopic looking ones, they're the bent grass seeds. And bent grass is the type of grass that one seed's not going to create one plant. One seed's going to create hundreds, if not thousands, of other plants, because like I said, it reproduces on its own, it spreads about on its own, and helps to thicken up your sward. It's what they put on like things like golf courses. So obviously they might oversee bits and bobs here and there, but for the most part, the grass does it on its own. The grass works for you. There you go, a little bit of seed down there. Just rake it in with the fork a little bit, try to hide it. The birds are going to eat some, but as someone told me once, you don't see, a bird that looks the size of a bag of seed flying about. They're going to eat a few of them, but they're not going to eat all of them. And from the size of those bent grass seeds there, they're definitely not going to be eating all of them. They're almost microscopic. They're so small. The bird's going to look at them and think it's like having like one crisp, not even like a bag of crisp, like a singular crisp. No one's eating a singular crisp. If you see it, you just think, what's the point in eating a singular crisp? If it's in the bottom of a massive bag, you might just lash that big bag in the bin. So don't stress about it too much. Rake them over. Bob's your uncle. So I'm going to do that same process across the rest of all these now. Might take me 20 minutes, half an hour, and job will be a good one. So there we go, we've overseeded those spaces. Let's give it a few weeks and let's just see how well those spaces over there thicken up and whether the spaces on this side of the lawn can do exactly the same. And I want you to put your prediction in the description below. Tell me what you think is going to happen. So thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a like. And if you'd like to follow along with any more of this kind of content, I've got loads of videos with lawn tips and lawn renovation stuff coming out over the next few weeks and few months. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. The Instagram is in the description below. And finally, thanks for watching.